So this post was in the text subreddit of Reddit. Now, this woman, she says, my boyfriend's brother is furious that I wore the same dress as his girlfriend. He sent me crazy texts and banned me from future family gatherings. More context in the post. Now, there were a lot of text messages, 11 pages. I'm going to go through a few of them and then jump to the end because I think she let the conversation go on a lot longer than it should have. Okay, so the brother, the crazy dude, is in gray. He says, do you feel good now that you've made girlfriend so upset she got sick? And the girl is like, hey, brother, I was not the person who made her upset. You were. You treated her like absolute crap over something so trivial. Don't pin the blame on me now that you effed up. He says, LOL, you're a self victimizing, attention seeking, lascivious woman of the night as always. This is 100% your fault, so stop virtue signaling. Women like you make me sick. She says, do not talk to me like that. Even if you're angry, I don't know why you would be. I'm sorry, I don't know why you would be. You need to show me respect. He says, LOL, ha ha ha. I don't respect women who act and look like Jezebels. She's like, you're basically calling me a Jezebel? She continues with, laughing my butt off. Are you stupid? Is this really how you talk to people? Are you 12 years old? He says, no, I'm not calling you a Jezebel, but you might as well be one. What makes me effing sick is that you pretend to be a good girl because you want the world to see you're the whole package and so perfect. The truth is that you're a vain, conceited, narcissistic, see you next Tuesday who has never dealt with rejection in her life. All you get is yes men everywhere you go. You think everyone should kiss you and worship the ground you walk on. You're so far up your own a-hole, it's hilarious. She's like, what in the projection? Bro, are you good? She says, you really think I haven't dealt with rejection in my life? Are you for real? He's like, you haven't dealt with rejection. When's the last time you were rejected by someone? When was the last time you heard no? She said, yesterday. He says, what was it? She says, I went to a bakery and they ran out of my favorite bread. So the lady was like, sorry, no, we ran out. And he's like, be serious for once. She responds with, no. And then he says, you still haven't told him about our past, have you? She's like, what past? And he's like, that we dated back then, and I had him before you did. I'm sorry, and I had you before he did. In fact, you thought he was lame. Ha ha ha. She's like, we never dated. What the F are you on? He says, I kissed you, remember? She's like, kissing equals dating? He says, it doesn't matter. It looked like it. She's like, you're in Delulu land. We never dated. I never thought blank was lame. I always thought he was cute, and being shy is not a bad thing. And then he goes on to talk about his brother, to talk bad about his brother. I'm going to skip over some of this because I think that the conversation went on longer than it should have. But basically, he was like shitting on his own brother, and it was really weird. But then he comes back to the girl copying off of his girlfriend. He says, stop copying my girlfriend, exit my life. You're no longer welcome at any future family gatherings of any type. I do not want to see you. You've ruined my life. If I ever go crazy, you're the one to blame. Take some responsibility for once. She's like, you need professional help. And I'm done with this conversation. He says, ha ha ha, you're not done. Not until I say so. Be honest. Have you cheated on him? You must have. You cheat on him every day, I bet. With someone you're truly attracted to. He doesn't turn you on. He makes you dry. Stop ignoring me, you lascivious woman of the night. He's 5'6". Do you want your kids to be midgets? Stop ignoring me or I'll turn up with some extra strong duct tape and punishment for that bratty Asian um, private parts. And then he said, did I use the word you hate? So obviously this dude is off the deep end. And like I said, this conversation went on a lot longer than it would have if it was me. But I wanted to skip to the end so y'all could see that he did indeed start talking to him. Okay, so she gives more context. She says her and her boyfriend are both 24. She says, I've been with my boyfriend for 2 years. We've known each other since high school, but we didn't run in the same circles back then. He was more of the shy, introverted type, and I was definitely extroverted in comparison. His brother, Jay, 25, attended the same school, so the three of us go way back. I used to hang out with Jay, but it's important to point out that we never dated. The only thing we ever did was kiss after a stupid dare, but we were kids, so of course it's meaningless. Fast forward to present day, I get along with everyone in the boyfriend's family exceptionally well except for Jay. On paper, Jay has everything going for him: looks, beautiful girlfriend, great job, but he's turned into an incredibly bitter person over the years. He's so damn miserable all the time to the point he's lost friends, and for whatever reason, he started hating my guts. Keep in mind, I've done nothing to warrant this hatred. It started about a year into my relationship, and he hasn't stopped since. Most of the time, we avoid each other, so there haven't been any major incidents, but nowadays it's just getting worse. So recently, my boyfriend and I went to a friend's birthday party. Jay and his girlfriend A, who's 25, went too. A and I wore the exact same dress, but to be honest, it was a funny situation which we laughed off. However, Jay clearly seemed irritated for whatever reason and gave her a hard time, which was so unreasonable. As the evening rolled by, she looked increasingly upset and refused to have her pictures taken. Me and the boyfriend tried to cheer her up because Jay was pretty much ignoring her because we felt so bad for her. For some added context, she was recently diagnosed with an autoimmune disorder, so that's something going on in her life too. So in the end, she threw up and left the party early alone. Afterwards, Jay wanted to speak to me in private, so we did. He accused me of deliberately choosing the same dress as his girlfriend to make him look bad. He was almost yelling at me, WTF. I didn't want to argue at the party, so I told him to leave me alone or bring up the concerns at a more convenient time. The next day, he texted me and it was straight up unhinged. He's never displayed this level of craziness before. In my opinion, he's very depressed and a broken individual and blaming others. To me, it's also super clear that he's stuck in the past in some ways because he was popular in school and definitely more liked than my boyfriend. And I think it makes him angry that I'm dating someone he considers beneath him. It's an effed up, strange situation. The last text threw me off because I'm half Japanese, half white, and he knows I hate being called Asian. I've shown these texts to my boyfriend, and he assured me there's no way I'm banned from spending time with his family. He's also explained some things that his brother told me, and we'll have a talk with him tonight. This is wild, and I'm not doing all the comments because I just wanted to show you these texts in the escalation and how some people do live in the past and they can't get past the popularity and thinking that somebody that they believe is beneath them actually can have good things. It's like they think in like the pizza analogy, like you take a slice of pizza, that means that that slice of pizza is gone, and then it's just less pizza for everybody. Like we can't all have our own individual pizzas and be happy. It's super duper weird. Anyways, what do you think about this one? Jump in the comments. Let me know what you think. Like, comment, share. So I'm just going to jump into this Am I the A-hole post from a woman. She says, Am I the A-hole for deliberately misunderstanding my child's father? She says, So I had a baby some weeks ago with my partner to whom I'm not married. We've been together for a while, and I've given many compromises in this relationship. While discussing the baby's name, we had a few disagreements on names, but ultimately decided on a name we both liked well enough. The surname was a sticking point. He wanted the baby to have his last name alone. I offered to hyphenate because logistically it's easier for the baby to have both of our names. He's been drinking the red pill Kool-Aid lately, a large bone of contention in this relationship, and went off about how it's tradition and the right thing to do and his right as a man to have the baby have his surname. He told me I'd be emasculating him and may as well be a single parent if I won't grant him this one little ask. My word is final. Baby's having one surname. This was late in my pregnancy and I didn't have it to fight. I'm sorry. So I told him that I understood what he was saying. Fast forward to 3 weeks ago, when the baby's birth certificate came. He blew a gasket when he saw that I'd given the baby my surname. He rehashed the conversation above, saying I agreed to to giving the baby his surname. This is where I might be the a-hole. I did nothing of the sort. I told him I understood, which I did, but I never said I agreed with him. I told him there was no way I was doing all the work of making a baby for him to stick his name on it. When we brought up tradition, I told him it's also traditional for him to marry me before having a baby, but he was happy to ignore that. I told him it was traditional for him to be the provider, but I do that too. And I pointed out other holes in his logic. I told him trying to bully me into submission with his red pill BS when I was exhausted from pregnancy didn't work. He should have known better than to expect me not to share a surname with my child. He said the baby should only have one surname. They do. Why is he so mad? He went crying to his brother and mother, all traditionalists and misogynists, and now they're all up in arms. Am I the a-hole? She says, there seems to be some confusion. We are not married or engaged. I don't believe in it. And he's never seen the point of bringing the state into your relationship. So we agreed to never marry. She continues with, he's on the birth certificate as the father. Baby just has my last name, but the father is listed. Thanks for your feedback. I'll be asking him to come for a talk so I can plainly address the issues you guys have helped me see. Thank you for that. Okay, so this person says, not the a-hole. You told the truth and nothing more. If I read your post correctly, you agreed the baby would have one surname. You didn't agree to which one. So why are you still with this guy? He doesn't respect you. He doesn't provide for you and the baby. Please don't say because you need him or love him. Needing him is like a fish needing a bicycle. If his family is of the same mindset, things will not get better. So don't try to talk yourself into believing that they will. Go find someone who deserves you and your child, or go it on your own. And I'm sorry, if you can and want. Lots of women do. While it's true that children statistically do better socially, scholastically, and generally otherwise with two-parent families, your child does not need to learn misogyny, disrespect, and selfishness, which could easily degenerate over time to emotional or verbal abuse. You obviously don't agree with him on very basic fundamental issues that are the foundation of a family. He can stay involved with the baby if he wants to. I'm betting he won't if you don't give in to his wishes, but you would be wise to break off your relationship before it damages you and your child. The OP says, I'm reconsidering the relationship. The truth is, he wasn't always like this. He fell on hard times and unfortunately chose to cope with that in an unhealthy way. At his core, I believe he is of good, but I need to have a frank conversation about the ideologies he's leaning into and the harm it's causing in our relationship. And then in the comments, a lot of people started talking about how people were falling victim to red pill or QAnon or whatever. And like a lot of times when these people don't have a whole lot going for them or haven't learned how to deal with their issues, they fall victim to these conspiracy theories. So that's something to be on the lookout with. And if this woman is speaking like this, it is probably best that she leave this man alone. Anyways, jump in the comments. Let me know what you think about this one. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. So this is definitely a sensitive topic. If you have been essayed before in your past, this might be the one that you scroll away from. She says, am I the a-hole for being distant with my husband after he joked about raping me? She says, 31-year-old, oh, they're both 31. She says, I and my husband have been together for 10 years. We've had our own sets of ups and downs, and we have been able to, so far, successfully work through. However, this is an issue I can't get over. Just over a week ago, he made a pretty disgusting joke, and in his mind anyway, about raping me, specifically Danny Mastersoning me. For those that don't know, Danny Masterson used to be an actor that was sentenced to 30 to life for raping multiple women. When I initially tried to shut it down with a firm no, he doubled down. Isn't that the point? You say no, and I do it anyway. I got incredibly upset, and he realized he went too far, but still maintained that it was just a joke. When I was 18, I was violently SA'd. Despite all the therapy I've had, I'm still not over it. And my husband knows I was assaulted before. This isn't the first time he's joked like this. Another memorable one, a few years ago, he joked that he would jerk off on my face while I'm sleeping because I wasn't putting out. We had a conversation about it then too. I just feel so gross, disrespected, and honestly unsafe in my own home. I haven't wanted sex since then, but we did it one time since. When we did, he made a comment about how it's going to be a weekly thing. I really didn't want to after that, and I really don't want to anytime soon. I just can't get it out of my mind. and I've been distant ever since. What if he pulls another joke like this? Am I the a-hole for being this upset about this? She says, update. Wow. You guys are just amazing. And I thank you all from the bottom of my heart. This has been a lot to process, but in a good way. I see now the behaviors that are just not okay and that I need to do something about this, like leave. I love you guys. Okay. This is the reason why I really, really enjoy Reddit and these communities, because women are seeing that these things are not okay, that girls and women are, these jokes that these men are using, they're using it to target us, but then like wrap it up in supposed humor. And women and girls need to see that this is not funny, that this is like just the next step to abuse. And we do not need to take this. Put that into your girls and young ladies' minds, that these type of jokes are not really jokes. They're not humorous. To leave these types of men alone. Okay, so this person says info. Do you have a safe space where he can't easily reach you? Do you share phone plans? Do you know where your important documents are? She says, no safe space. I attacked him once because he blocked me off in our bedroom, determined to continue an argument despite me telling him to leave me alone over and over again. He doesn't let me have my own space on a good day. He fully believes me having any alone time equals I'm cheating on him or doing something suspicious. Yes, we share a phone plan and recently put my 13-year-old son on it. I'm 100% financially dependent on him, and looking back, he has played a part in making sure that stays that way. This is another reason why women need to have a plan B, C, D, E, F, G, elemental P, all of that, so you're not stuck like this. And that's the reason why I will keep hammering home these things. Okay, last one. This person says, is there any way you can contact a shelter or support groups in your area? She says, my friend and I are looking into it as we speak. Actually, I shared this post with her and she's horrified. And this person says, good, please make sure, and this is important, to make scans of your important documents or copies and store them somewhere he can't access them. To leave your phone behind. It is trackable after all. I know it sucks, but it could put you in great danger. Some organizations provide lawyers or help you contact one. File for a CND and RO and divorce at your earliest convenience. So I wanted to do that just so you guys can know what some things are that you can do if you find yourself in this type of situation. The whole phone thing, I know that people want to have their phones, but if you can be tracked on it, it's not safe. And once again, this whole situation where women are fully dependent on a man, you put yourself and you put your kids at risk when you're like that, when you have no other options but to rely on him. Anyways, jump in the comments. Let me know what you think about this one. Don't forget to like, comment, and share.